questions too.
So what I don't want with the current logo is that you almost need like a decoder ring to figure it out. You know, it's so detailed. It's you know, yeah. I mean, it's got everything there, but you know, logos are not supposed to be something that you have to study to recognize. You know, the most famous logos are a big M, you know, from McDonald's or something like that. That you know, something that can be printed well. You know, everybody recognizes and hopefully represent the club. So simple graphics, lines, perhaps not so much shading.
We can have multiple versions of the logo if you want, but we need a simple one that reproduces it on a photocopy machine.
All right, thanks.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, let's see. We have some events coming up, okay? I'm going to ask Ralph if you have anything for the robot week.
So yes, I do. This week I actually wrote down some information. Finally making some progress on National Robotics Week events. There will be probably 2 events: the Robot Block Party and the Club Open Day. So National Robotics Week is April 7th to 15th. So basically starts on Easter weekend and goes to the weekend following Easter. I have spoken to tech shops, and in principle they've said yes, they'll host us again, but they needed to run it all by their management, the same as they did last year. We're proposing the last day, the Sunday the 15th, that afternoon, the open day. One thing, they've got a new manager there, and he's kind of wanting to make sure we've got enough actual tech shop members to sort of count for the amount of people that are going to be showing up and stuff. So
Let's do a quick club. Show of hands, how many are tech shop members?
So if a few of you could maybe hope to show up on that day, that would be a good thing. So that's the 15th of April. Probably it'd be midday or 4 in the afternoon or something, a tech shop event like that. So I'll have more details.
It's what day? Saturday?
It's a Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah. Does that work well for people? It could be the 14th to Saturday maybe.
That's the Sunday before Robo Game.
The week, it's a whole week before Rugby Games. So it kind of spreads nicely out. And finally, they did get somebody, Sue is kind of starting to organise the Robot Block Party again. The first official meeting organising call is tomorrow afternoon. But they at the moment are proposing Wednesday, April 11th for the Robot Block Party. And it will be back in the original building where it was 2 years ago, in the Plano building.
Stanford.
That's it. Still Stanford, but where it was two years ago, not where it was last year.
Who would be indoors then?
It was a bigger hall. We had sorry, it's a law office, one of the law office buildings. It was a nice space. We still had the balcony outside, and I think we got the area outside. And if everybody was happy with that, I think they'll probably get that for us again. So. No, last year it was in the
Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen. That is Vale. Sorry, you're right. Well, that's weird because I thought you said not Vale back in the original one. I'll have to check then because that seems confusing from what they said. Because last year it was Vale, and I said back in white. So either way, it'll be one of those two facilities. That's it. And we'll probably have an outdoor. Either one, we had the outdoor on the brain. So I guess I'll make one more announcement that I know some of you have already heard about. I know he's out wandering around the parking lot because I sort of came over with him. Thanks to Alan Marconet, who last November posted a notice that his company was having a job fair. As of last Tuesday, not yesterday, but the week before, I started working in children's surgical. We had 3 too, because Andrew is also consulting or contracting over there. All right, so that's the news for that.
Okay, now immediately after National Robot Week is going to be Robo Games. Okay, now Robo Games is awesome. Most other clubs, try to do something, and they don't even come close to the quality and the breadth of Robo Games. So this year we have Camp signed up to be the liaison between our club and Dave Calkins, who is the runner of Robo Games. So I'll let you guys decide who's going to come up here first and talk, but we should have a little conversation here.
I'll give a quick intro. The fastest intro is, how many people here don't know what Robo Games is or have never been to Robo Games? Okay. That's a little bit. I put a bunch of flyers over there as far as generalized info and things. So, yes, right there. The quick and dirty is that Robo Games is sort of the Olympics of robots. There's 60 different events. Whether you're coming to watch the events or whether you're coming to build robots, there's something for everyone with 60 different events. Homebrew traditionally focuses on the Robo Magellan, which is sort of an outdoor grand challenge, the maze solving, firefighting, and balancing.
Tabletop navigation?
And tabletop navigation. All of the rules are up on the web. The other thing is we provide Homebrew some space to just advertise Homebrew to try and grow the club. And so there is table space there. Robo Games is actually run by my wife and I for the last 9 years, I guess. And it is a labor of love. There's money going through the doors and whatnot, but it's certainly never enough to actually do it as a full-time job. So we're always looking for volunteers. For those of you who are new to the club or new to robots, there are lots of positions that you can do as far as hanging out and helping out with the show and getting closer to the robots. The ultimate goal, though, is always to get people to compete. And with 60 different events, there's 8 Lego events, so if you have an NXT kit at home, you've already got all of the parts you need to compete with the Lego events. You can get sumo kits for $100 if you want to do sumo. And certainly there's lots of other things. Bob and Ted of Logic field a soccer team. So there's humanoid events. There's not only humanoid soccer, but there's 14, I think, humanoid events in total. And one of the things actually I was going to be up earlier is just seeing if you can compete in at least one of the autonomous humanoid categories, because I know you guys have that good time. So that's my super quick speech. Camp PD is going to help organize the homebrew as far as you guys getting in and whatnot. If you want to either compete or help out or just show up, my email address is dave@robogames.net. Also, there's contact information on all of the cards that are passed out.
You also monitor the mailing list.
Yeah, it's always amusing to me when somebody posts to HBRC like, hey, is there a way I can cheat on this? And then I suddenly pipe up and that happens every year. Okay, that's my super fast, I talk too fast speech. Anybody got any other questions? Or Camp or Bob or Ted, you want to come up here?
Yeah, I want to. Okay, so the bad news is it costs money to go to Robo Games. The good news is if you do this right, it's actually a great value. To compete in these events, like Dave says, this is not designed to be nonprofit, although it ends up being supposed to be a profitable thing. But to compete in most of the events, it's like $55, which sounds like a lot of money. But if you go there, at the door, it's what, $20?
It's $20 at the door, which compared to
Check it. Okay, so
baseball.
Who wants to go and look at other people's stuff? Okay, you've got the world's greatest robot competition, not 30 miles up the road. People come from all over the world and all over the country to this event. Okay, it's only 30 miles up the road, so
I don't even think it's 30 miles.
get your robot, sign up. Okay, $50. What you can do for that is get your significant other involved, get your children involved, get your friends involved. They become part of your team. Okay? So now, this is not cheating, right? Now you've got a couple of folks that get in over the weekend, Robo Game, world's greatest robot competition, for $55 versus $20 a person. Okay, so the big event for us is Robo Magellan and firefighting, and if you don't have that already built, you're really not going to make that train, okay? But we've got other things. There's tabletop navigation, best of show, musical, a lot of these categories. Go to robogames.net, look at the categories. A lot, you could pull a Nick Donaldson, a lot of the categories don't have any competitors, so it's like, you know what, you gotta have 3 to get a medal. But, you know, it's like, I'm not advocating easy medals here, but it's nice to have a medal for Robo Games.
You know, I actually fund a lot of the competitions just to get them off. Like
So,
beam robots every year.
so, you know, sign up. If you haven't built the robot, this is your impetus to then build said robot, okay? You've got a couple of weeks. April the 20th,
2022, 21, 22.
2020, 21st and 20th, Saturday and Sunday. But the first thing is to sign up. And if you don't, when is the cutoff for the sign up?
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day, April
For all the
April
fools.
Fools. I get mixed up with tax day and April Fool's Day. Regardless, okay. Also, now this weekend,
This
is
weekend,
Barbots.
I forgot to plug his
March
Barbots.
2nd and 3rd, Barbots, San Francisco. What venue?
Harris, it's the 11th Street corridor in San Francisco.
Barbots. So it's
It's
robots
alcohol-
that make.
robots that serve alcohol and bartend. So for those of you who like nightclubs and robots, you get both for the price of one.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
Okay. Don't sign that, because you're making sure.
Yeah. Now, again, let's sign up for these events and let folks know on the list that you've signed up. And that way, you know, we're going to have a table that we can all hang out at. And like I say, it's really no fun unless you got your robots. You can show your robots and stuff, and you can have a lot of fun with this. So I've filled out the form for Maker Faire. That's the first step. And I haven't heard anything back yet. But hopefully we'll have a spot at Maker Faire also, that's so that we can go and represent, as they say, right?
So
All
who here
right.
has been to Maker Faire? So who here doesn't know what we're talking about when we say Maker Faire? Good, they've got some pretty good PR.
So what's the plan for Maker? You're just gonna get a
We'll have a booth.
space? and-
We'll have a booth. You know, traditionally, we haven't been able to do these things as a group, but now we can. So, and you know, I've filled out the form, and again, the form that they seem to put you in is this individual thing where you know, 1 or 2 tickets, whatever. But in that said form, I've said we need 4 tables and 8 chairs, and we expect about 20 people. So, you know, I'm waiting on some feedback from them, you know, to see what they say. Because why Mia? You're here? Why Mia? I know I trampled all over your name. But when you signed up for IEEE, I mean, you signed up as a group, right?
It's been a while.
All right. Anyways, they funneled me into this form, and before that, it said something about participating as a group. So I just threw the data out there, and you know, waiting on some feedback, and we'll see where it takes us. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Somebody's glasses? Okay. Sorry we had so much club stuff today, but you know, coming up on a busy season for us. You know, we have basically the National Robotics Week, Robo Games, and Maker Faire are all kind of bunched together, and that kind of calms down a little. But then we get into the Robot Challenge, which starts in June. Okay. So, let's see, any more club-related stuff? Can't think of anything right now. Okay, let me tell everybody what the agenda is. We're going to go do show and tell, followed by our speaker. And then after the presentation, we just sort of wander around and talk to one another. And then at around 10 o'clock, we have to leave. And if it's not raining, I'm sure some of us will continue to speak outside until we freeze to death. So that's kind of the agenda. How many people is this their first meeting here? Well, very good. Welcome. Okay. If you're curious about dues, there are no dues this year. So basically, you show up, you can become a member. But we don't even give out badges anymore because we get them printed. But you're in Google. Okay. Let's start doing show and tell then.